How's it going? This is Dave, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown on what I do to post-process my images. First thing I do is I look at the overall composition of it, and then I find problem areas. Right. So the first ones that stick out are these ribs. They're not very sightly, and they're not very realistic. So what we do is we just get rid of them, and I'm using Photoshop 2026. Rid of them. Get rid of that right there. That's not needed. Better. Look around at other areas. I can go. Same with that. Here. That can go too. Those lines don't make sense. Another thing we're going to look at is the highlights that they have. We're just going to blur those out. Make them less defined. Because they don't need to be super bright. And then I look at small details like the earring. That probably is going to be okay. Check it out. 96. Okay, so what I would do here is I would sample like that area right there. Kind of draw that in. From a couple of different colors in there. Kind of build it up. There, that's better because that's at 105%, so that's going to look fine. And if I wanted to, I could add a little bit here to keep the flow going. And then look at the actual outfit itself, make sure that the designs make sense. If not, remove items that don't. Like that right there is just out of place. Same with this little line right there. To the other side, same. Okay, so I've got 3 ties here. This one right here is disconnected, so I want to get rid of this one right here. So let's get rid of it. Over here, that looks fine. Pretty even line right there. Though that could probably change color. Yeah. Better. that, and then fix it. Much better. Collapse all these layers into one. Collapse it in. And now I'm looking for just small imperfections. Like you notice that the collarbones are incredibly pronounced. Yeah, probably get that. If you want, you could always go in and then add a slight blur to the top to make it less defined. Kind of make it blend in a little bit better. Same with right there. Down below as well. And then what we're going to do is we are going to add a camera raw filter to it. So with this one, I'm going to duplicate that again. Let me rename this base. Fix one. And this will be camera raw. Okay, I hate how bright it makes it. There we go. And then we can go through and adjust our contrast. Maybe like a 60. A little depth. Depending on how you want it. Clarity, I back up a little bit. I use a different technique for the clarity. Dehaze, don't have to worry about that. Now we can go through here and adjust the actual colors. So if I want more reds, of course, I'm going to pull reds in. Probably like a 25. Oranges for skin. Yellows. I want her hair definitely more blonde, and I want that copper to pop. Greens. Doing anything it should, but it's not. Okay, it's gonna be pulling on the aquas, so want it pretty vibrant. So we'll go like a 30. Blues. Probably like a 10 on that one. And purple shouldn't adjust anything, and magentas as well. Okay, now we're going to go down to sharpening. I'm not going to use any sharpening because, once again, I use a different technique, which I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so noise reduction. It's just going to either smooth out the model or the image, or it's going to make it rougher. I normally keep this about 5 because that does a pretty good job of taking care of the rest of the imperfections. And then color noise reduction is important when you're working with intricate patterns. See where it kind of washes them out. If you're working with like a lot of lace and stuff like that, it comes in real handy. So 5 on that as well. Then I'll hit OK. So it went from that to this to that. Now the next thing I do is I hit I copy and paste that one, and I'll call this one a high pass. Now this is where I handle all of my detail as far as my intricacies. Go to filter, other, high pass. I leave it at 1.5. It seems to work for my art, but play around with that to get the best result for your art. Down here, I either go to hard light or vivid light. There's a difference. One is a little more harsh, the other one's a little bit softer. On this one, we're going to use hard light, and I never leave it at 100. I go anywhere between 35 and like 70%, depending on the image. And then if I turn that off, you can see the difference, and it makes it pop really, really well. So I hope you've enjoyed this little walkthrough. I know it's a little bit longer than I was anticipating, but if it helps you, yeah, let me know. All right, later.